Hiya. So you hear screaming, that's my neighbours. Lee's here. We are doing like a 3-in-1 book review. So I will link below the last book review I did. That was with Natalie. She was halfway through it. She reviewed You by Kepnes, and I hadn't read it then. She's not even finished it. I have read that now because Natalie gifted me the second book and the first book. So I've read You, so let's start with that. So I said You is by Kepnes, and it's like a stalker murder story, if you're not aware, if you've never watched Netflix, if you've never watched You on Netflix, if you've never heard of it. My mum's just come in, hasn't she? It's not a murder mystery, like, you know it's Joe from the start. That is not a spoiler. Especially if you've watched it and you're going to read. That's what I did. I watched it and then read it, and okay, so going off the first book, watching it was like so much better, like season 1 compared to the first book. It's set in New York, the first one, and we don't actually get much of a background about Joe. And like in the second book, I'm actually like wondering about his background, like what's going on there, because you get to know backgrounds of other characters but not Joe, and he's your main character. I did read You because crime fiction's like a love of mine. Natalie got me into it, and because she was reading the book and I had never seen the series, I decided to watch the series and then like became hooked. So then after I just watched the season 4, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start reading the 2 books that I've got. So that's what I've done, and yeah, it's a good decision. So I'm gonna move on to book 2. Yeah, like my bed is a mess because Lulu. Book 2 is Hidden Bodies, and that is also by Kepnes. It is the second to You, and it's a carry-on, like straight through carry-on from the first one, straight on, which is incredible because sometimes you have like quite a bit of a gap between some books and then they explain like what's just happened, but like that hasn't happened. It just like went straight from You into Hidden Bodies. So we've still got the main character Joe, but then other characters change. It's still got the same theme, still like that murder theme. It's not a spoiler, we all know if you've seen the season 2. Yeah, so like let's just say there is, with the second book and the second season, there are a lot of main details that are the same or at least very similar, but there are a lot of also main differences, which is really weird. It's still set in LA, so that's a big thing that is actually the same. I found, like I said, reading the first book compared to watching the first season, I found the first season was better, and then reading the second book, I found the second book like so much better than season 2 on Netflix. So like I found season 2 and 3, disagree with me all you want, I found 2 and 3 of You on Netflix boring. Second book though, blew me away. I think it was like really because I'd watched the series first and then read this, and things that happened that were different, I wasn't expecting it. So that was a really nice surprise, and I would like highly advise that if you've read the first book but not the second, get on it. So the third and final book, I have just started it, as you can see. It is Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom. He writes, if you didn't guess by the peculiar name, he writes the like Miss Peregrine books. It's actually a series, it's not just a one like the film. But like the like series of the books, they follow on from each other, but this is a standalone in them. So it's like this particular book, the Tales of the Peculiar, is about like each character and their background and descriptions of them and stories about them and stuff like that, which I find really interesting about the Peculiar stories, because the Peculiars are really fun and interesting characters. I have, like, you can see I've just pretty much opened it, so I can't review how good it is for you, but it's just a little one compared to say like You and Hidden Bodies, but it's kind of something to break up the You season, like come out of that crime fiction. It's just something like light and fun to read, and I do know I'm going to like just picking that up and having a little read of it. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you. But before I do, if you want, I'm asking you here, do comment any books you think I should read. Whether I review them or not, that's up to you as well. But yeah, comment which I should read, because books is a passion of mine. I like collecting them. I like reading them. So yeah, comment all the books. Thank you. Bye.